Hey guys, RNG here. First of all, thanks very much for the support throughout the split, albeit a short one. If I had to sum the split up in one word, it would be almost. We felt the level of play in the league wasn't great this split. Unfortunately for us, we didn't display the level that we had hoped to. And with that, the teams that we felt had the best cohesion seemed to do better throughout the split rather than on individual levels. Just to give you guys a rundown of the split from our side of things, not to make too many excuses, but in a timeline we did not get to start practice as early as we had hoped. Some personal life issues happened within the team, having to delay practice. So heading into our first week of the split, we didn't really know what to expect. We only had a few scrim days with mixed results, but it appeared okay. The opening game was a couple of mistakes that kind of let the game get out of control, but we stuck in there. We hung in well. In the next few game days, we did pretty well too. I think the next loss against DMG was the real shocker, which looked like a very frustrating game, not just for you guys to watch, but for us too. And we had a long talk afterwards that seemed to resolve a lot of issues that had been happening, and it resulted in a win against Lions Creed in the next game, the next day. So we'd sort of seen that day as a turning point. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. As the next week we took a 0-2 loss to both Erdon and Nord. Both games were very close to being won from our side, but some late game decision making obviously impacted that. So we started to see some more issues appear that hadn't really been present in the previous games, or not as present, especially in practice. So we had a lot of work on our hands, and you can be guaranteed the guys and myself, we put in a lot of time into fixing these. Unfortunately, the following week we had the loss of Nuru due to illness. He obviously came in and played the second game of the week against Venom Crest, even though he was extremely unwell, just because he knew the stakes were very high. Unfortunately, it didn't help. We went another 0-2 week, which, having two of those in a row at this level, it's really punishing, especially when the league is so tight, mounted with the previous losses. It kind of became a mountain we had to climb. And heading into the next week, again, we put in a lot of time, a lot of effort. Unfortunately, a few individual mistakes, albeit a small amount, can lead to losses, It can really shape the season, the game, the race for playoffs, whatever it is, it can all be changed in a moment, And for us, we were at the point where we couldn't afford those, and it happened. Both in game and in draft, I feel like we definitely could have done better. We were certainly kicking ourselves for that, but I do want to say, even heading into the last week, not once did we lose hope or feel helpless in the situation. We felt on our day we could beat anyone in the league, right up until the last day, as we showed. We just struggled a little bit with synergy and cohesion, these things that we felt teams who developed a little bit better managed to eke out the wins, As for the team going forward now, it's a little too early to say what we're going to do heading into the next split. What we do know is that there's not much point competing if you're not going for first, so we will maintain that attitude going forward, and trying to reach EMEA Masters like we did in summer last year. So once again, thank you all for the support. whether that be the guys in the cast and the co-streams, the viewing parties or social media, wherever you guys are. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next split.